Combate, zakieta.
This wasn't a battle you'd find on any map. There were no tanks rolling down the street, no artillery thundering overhead, and no massive airstrikes lighting up the sky. Just a small team of Ukrainian special operators, silent, camouflaged, and waiting in the trees. For the Russian soldiers, the area of Bakhmut had become hell on earth, but this operation was going to take things to a whole nother level. In early 2023, this Russian unit was about to walk straight into the arms of death without ever seeing it coming. The team on the ground belonged to Ukrainian Special Operations Forces, the SSO, highly trained, battle-hardened experts in reconnaissance, sabotage, and when the opportunity arose, ambush warfare. They've been watching the same path for days, logging Russian movements, counting personnel, timing patrols, waiting for a window where the enemy got complacent. And now, the trap was set. But the operators weren't completely alone. They had eyes in the sky. Through the grainy white hot of the thermal drone camera, we can see a convoy of Russian vehicles and infantry, at least a dozen strong, weaving through the woods just outside a rural position north of Bakhmut. They're armed, but scattered. No spacing, no overwatch, and no idea. This wasn't just a lucky catch, it was a deliberate setup. The SSO had chosen the terrain carefully. A natural L-shaped choke point was formed by tree cover and a rise in elevation, making the perfect kill zone. And now, the Russians were right in the middle of it. On the ground, the SSO team waited behind fallen logs and makeshift brush blinds. One operator was on a squad automatic weapon, another had a grenade launcher preloaded. The rest carried short-barreled rifles, compact, fast, and lethal. There were no shouted commands, no radio chatter, just a hand signal, a breath, and then fireworks.
Polish. Tu łazień, kabinci. Zawrę, zawrę. Всегда сахал что.
Gunfire erupted like thunder. The first two Russian soldiers dropped instantly. A third spinned and screamed before a grenade burst beside him, sending shrapnel into his neck. The vehicles quickly stepped on the gas and attempted to gun it through the kill zone, but the Ukrainians hammered them with small arms fire, quickly disabling them. From the drone feed, it looked surgical, but from the ground, it was total chaos. One Russian soldier tried to dive behind a tree. He never made it. A clean shot punched straight through his chest. Another stumbled backwards into the woods, firing his AK blindly behind him, hoping he could escape. But a round from a Ukrainian rifle quickly caught up to him. The ambush was over in less than 90 seconds. Not a single Ukrainian was hit. And just like that, they all quietly held their positions in the woods for just a few minutes, making sure there weren't any more stragglers coming up the hill behind the Russian soldiers. And with the drone overhead quickly confirming no more heat signatures in the area, the Ukrainians pushed out from their positions and began searching the bodies and vehicles. The forest was completely quiet. No more gunfire, no movement, just smoke, dirt, and the cooling bodies of Russian soldiers. Through the drone's thermal camera, the heat signatures told the story clear as day. Bodies scattered along the tree line like broken chess pieces. But the SSO team didn't stick around to celebrate. No way to know for sure if one of the Russian soldiers managed to get a call out for reinforcements. They quickly swept the area under the cover of overwatch from the drone above, grabbing intel off the bodies, taking anything useful. Radios, maps, notebooks, phones, even patches. Every scrap of data could lead to their next ambush. Then they quickly disappeared back into the thick woods like they were never there. Back at the SSO forward base, the footage from the overhead drone was downloaded and analyzed frame by frame. What they found confirmed what they already suspected. This wasn't an elite Russian unit, it was a mix of poorly trained and lightly armed Russian infantry and Wagner mercenaries. Their spacing was non-existent. non-existent, their reaction time was slow, and worst of all, they walked straight into a terrain choke point without ever sending a scout. They never had a chance.